Good afternoon, everybody. This is Gardening Warrior Q, and this bin is for sweet potatoes. That one's been in there for a while, and this bin needs to go outside. Thank God for wheels. Woohoo! Look at that! I turned that sweet tater into potatoes. Not really. So, what I really did was bring the bin out here with the one sweet potato that was already in it. I took 2 of the sweet potato slips I already had in water, getting roots. They had nice roots, so I went ahead and put them in there. This is for this one to grow up. I'll probably find another stick in a minute. I don't like the looks of that. I may have to eat it. In years past, I have actually only grown 1 or 2 slips for actual sweet potatoes, and the rest for leaves. This year, we're going to do it a little different, and in a few weeks, you'll figure out why. But this is an 18-gallon tote. This is my compost in place watering system, and it has compost in it, just like it says. And then I water here, and it has holes everywhere, so it spreads all the water here. Well, you see them clouds? And I'm already feeling raindrops. Woohoo! So, I'm going to let that rain hit these sweet taters and give them some natural watering. What's this, you might ask? These sweet potatoes have been inside under grow lights. They are not hardened off. Okay? So, what I've done is I put this little plastic thing here, and that'll keep the sun, the hottest part of the sun off of these. And every day I'll just, take it down a little longer until I no longer need this. There's another potato. There's more potatoes. I got a lot of sweet taters and taters. So, that's what's going on with that. I have one more bin I need to bring out with sweet taters in it, but it's a much bigger bin. You see that little guy? Oh. Well, anyways, that little brown dude lives up here. He's got a nest, or she's got a nest, she's got a nest right up here. So she comes down and she will eat the little flies that I got going on here. So that's most helpful. So this is actually my new compost bin. As you can tell, it's very wet. This is actually 3 5-gallon buckets mixed together. And I'm needing this top layer to dry out because this is like muck. At least it doesn't smell. That's a good thing. It does not smell. But this is just like muck that was in the bottom of one of the buckets. So, that's that. And let me see what else kind of craziness I can get into. The bigger sweet potato slip that I put out there was right here, so I took it out of there. I don't know what's going on with those. They were bad, almost dead when I brought them home from Walmart, and I've tried and tried and tried, and they just keep doing that. Some of them are great, and others just aren't. So this is actually my Italian parsley. I rarely ever bring this in, but I needed to be able to work out there. Oh Lord, more potatoes. I got taters coming out my ears. Alright. That's nice and stable. That's what I wanted. Okra. that's another video for another time. The poinsettia. I brought it back to life, and I put it under one of my grow lights directly under it, and I forgot it. It was not supposed to stay there, and, well, it meant an untimely demise. Let's just put it that way. More potatoes. These potatoes have 12 inches of soil in them, so I'm not adding any more to those, but they need to be watered. They were outside in the sun. Same thing with this one. This one needs a little more soil. We'll add a little more soil, then we'll get them watered. Potatoes need to be watered, have soil added, because you need at least 12 inches of soil in these bags for them to produce. More that need more soil. A mess on the floor. I just swept and mopped. Gardening happens in this house, folks. Gardening happens. I do have that bin back there that I need to bring out and put outside, but when I went to go move it, I realized that sweet tater is gone up that stick. It's attached. So I got to get in there, which means I have to move all these and fix that. So meet my favorite friend. Most of my heavier things are on these. They're just called movers dollies. They're like $14.99 at Harbor Freight. They carry up to 1,000 pounds. And they make my life way easier. I pulled that out from there and put it there. Now, I wasn't able to get it past the hump here, so I had to put it on top of there and then put it over there. But I think it'll work. It did good, so hopefully I can get this done and get all the sweet taters that need to be outside before the storm. So I just dumped that right there into that right there, and there was any little worm friends in them. So I brought them inside. So, y'all remember that sweet tater vine I was telling y'all about earlier? That was wound up against that bamboo right there. Almost right here. Look at how tall that thing is. Give you a measurement idea. I stand 5'6 3/4. This thing's up to my chest. That tells you how big that vine is. Now, there is a problem with this vine. And we're going to fix this problem. It's called aphids. Ever since I brought that poinsettia in that meant an untimely demise, I've had this problem with these aphids. Aphids are very easy to fix, because they're stupid little animals, and I don't see any spider webs, so these are definitely aphids. Just wash them off, and if you're outside and you got a hose, do it that way. Now what I will do with these is I'm going to trim them. I can probably get 2 or 3 vines out of this, and I'll put them in some water with my super thrive, and they'll root up. But for right now, we got to get these aphids off. And then I'm going to have to take care of that bamboo that they were on. Because this didn't happen until I put that poinsettia over there. So I'm going to finish washing these off. I'm going to clean out my sink and sterilize it real good. Sterilize my snippers real good. And I'm going to snip these off and put them in a drench of hydrogen peroxide. 1 part hydrogen peroxide and 5 parts water. Spring water, not this water. Not this water. And make sure all the aphids are off. And then I will get after that bamboo and probably put him outside for a little bit. Yeah, one got on me. See if I can find him on me. I don't know if you can even see him. See that little green thing moving? Yeah. He's mad. He's dead. And that's what I have to think about that. So, let me get on this and I'll show you when I'll come back and show you. Okay, so this is pretty much just above room temperature. I just realized I am out of peroxide. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is wash these off after I trim them up. And these are already sterilized. That's how I found out I was out of peroxide. I'm going to cut it right here. Y'all haven't tried to cut anything until you try to cut one-handed. Alright, so what I did, I had to turn it off because I couldn't, you know, trim and hold at the same time. I cut it off just above this, right here, this leaf, which made this. And this was the first one I cut. See how I'm gonna have to fix that. And then I trimmed off some more. And then of course I trimmed off the top, which y'all saw. So out of that one vine, that one like 3.5 foot vine, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slips that are now going to go into the Super Thrive water. Spring water, not sink water. I'm just doing this to get the aphids off, remember. This does have it's got one little root there, but I know I can get way more roots off of that. And I did take off the little leaves that were at the bottom so that they don't go in the water. And I took off a leaf. Made sure it didn't have any aphids on it. That's good eating. I'll be right back. Alright, so glass. You can use a plastic cup. It's not a big deal. I just don't have any of my solo cups that are dark. That don't have holes in them for planting tomatoes. So now we're going to put these little guys. That's my spring water. You can pretty much tell, I mean, the leaves going up this way, that's the way you want to put it in. That and of course the root. I did make sure that all the aphids were off. And this thing was covered, so trust me, they're in there. Little beast. Alright, now what I'm going to do is go take my little lovelies over to the light. Actually, I have to clean that area out, so I'm just going to put them over here. Just for right now. And then I'll move them a little later. No, that was not a used Q-tip. My daughter likes to poke at things with them. Don't ask. So, all I did with this potato, this is B, is I just lifted it out of the soil. You see there's one still growing right there. We're going to leave that one there. But I just lifted it out of the soil, and these already had separated, pretty much, from the mother tuber. And so I'm just going to take these two out. Look at that. Technically, I could cut this one and be alright and get more. And I might do that. But right now, what I need to do is not put my vine in whatever that is. I'm going to go ahead and treat this soil. Because I had that aphids issue in it. And I'll put that into a different pan. I don't see any aphids here. So I think that one should be safe. But I see mold here. So I'm going to take that out and I'm going to fix that too. That came that way, and I'm wondering if that is where some of the mold and fungus happened. That is the original pot that was planted in when it came home from Walmart. Alright folks, I think I'm done for today. All I have to do now, and that's a separate video, is put these in a safe way to ship. And that one's staying with me. That, I believe, is John's. Yes, because it's in front of the J box. That's H. Someone put something over K. Great. Alright, so we're going to have to be treating that soil as well and getting that out of there. That's H. This, I'm not sure what it is. I took it out of the community garden. But I'm not going to put these little possibly diseased leaves in my compost. That is actually a dandelion seed. So yeah, that's what that is. This is H. These are H babies. I've got more all over the place. I just gotta figure out where. And sweep this up, of course. I'm gonna cook that soil there. Take that marigold out. Hope I can rescue it. And treat that mold and fungus or whatever it is. Aw, aren't they so cute? It's the nursery. They're little sleeping babies. They're not sleeping. They're growing quite well. I had a cauliflower in there, but the cauliflower met an untimely demise, and apparently a tomato decided it wanted to live in there. So we're going to let it do its thing. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to plant in that corner. And that's pretty much all for today. Here's what I've done so far is I moved the 2 bins of sweet taters out there. It's supposed to rain soon. I've got to water that potato. I've filled up the new compost bin. I've taken the planters off of the potato bin, and I got to figure out where to put all those squash that are growing with the potatoes, as well as that squash right there. I'm about halfway done with the project. I'm done for today because I'm tired. Those sweet taters were heavy. So y'all have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.